motorcycle behind me. Yeah, way to show off, man. Way to show off. Anyway, here we go. Brixton. I'll do it again. Thank you very much. Craison Brewery, Brixton, Indiana. BELLYUP broadcast. We're going again. See, year 2025, sometime in April. Craison Brewery, Brixton. Let's meet Tom and Michelle. Cheers. Hey guys, cheers to your backyard. Here we go. I hope these questions I put in order. All right, so I'm not positive. I had to write them down because, I got to put my glasses up like this to see everything I need. Anyway, Craison Brewery, Brixton. Let's start off with what would the customer? I see it. What would the customer expect when they actually come through town into Brixton from your brewery?
Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to start this one? Yeah, so we still get a lot of questions even today. We moved a couple years ago into our new location.
I was there.
Yes.
Yeah.
This gives us a lot more curb appeal, a lot more parking places.
Sure.
People passing through now see the Craison sign outside. People that still live in Brixton, we've been here almost 8 years, are not aware that we're here, so it's kind of funny at the same time.
Yeah, hidden treasures are, every time we travel, you get a hidden treasure, you're just loving it.
Yeah.
You walk into this place, whether you like craft beer or not, you got to come and hang. This is just that, in my opinion, it's got that factor, that wow factor for sure,
exactly.
No doubt. Food. Breweries. I see that you got, what was that, 8 taps up there?
12. We got 4 down at the other end.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So what do we? I see some IPAs. Tell me what what do you do with the? It's all over the place.
Yeah.
There should be something for everybody. I think.
Yeah.
Even me,
Right.
no salt drinker. I dig half of your stuff. That's for sure.
But we do get a lot of questions like that from people that come in. What's the closest thing you have to old style? And our servers are really good at answering questions like that, styles. Right. We specialize mainly in ales. We do lagers as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We dip into some sours. We've done seltzers, things like that.
You did some seltzers. I wasn't aware of that. So
and
canned, I would assume.
Yeah, we would can them,
canned.
and Michelle can tell you about why we got out of that and we moved into some THC CBD stuff.
Yeah, I was just that's on one of my lists to ask
Is
you
it
a
really?
question.
Yeah.
You're jumping the gun a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So what happened to the seltzers? I know the market got flooded.
Yeah, they did.
That's
It
a killer.
did, and it just at the time we only had 8 taps, so we didn't want to hole up one whole tap, so we decided to can it.
Sure.
And it did fairly well. I think we were just a little ahead of the game. People weren't really hearing about seltzers quite yet, so we decided to kind of segue out of that. After COVID, everything changed.
Yeah, it beat up my product. That's for sure.
And so did our menus.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll get to that in a little bit, but that's part of.
Well, and the thing about the seltzers, most people in their brain think it's high noon. They don't realize there's a boatload of seltzers out there.
Right.
And so if you say Salsa Red, White Claw, High Noon, that's where they stop at. And not everybody knows that when you're talking about the THC stuff, we carry a couple of different versions because it's a good choice for a non-alcoholic beer or an additive to a beer. We do that a lot in our location is take the THC 5 milligrams and then add it to it. So I'm looking forward to doing yours because guys with arthritis like me, it's pretty good.
Yep.
It's pretty good for sure. Let's talk about food because the bottom line is your other place didn't have food. And you had a poor man's version of a pizza joint next to you.
Yes.
And so now you're kicking butt with this pizza. Tell me whose pizza it is.
It's from Pizza Uncommon out of West Lafayette, and we aren't a restaurant, but we do have a small menu of pizzas and breadsticks. It's all craft. Craft is very important to us, no matter what it is. We like everything homemade. And they have, the crust is 100-hour fermented dough. So it's very similar to like a sourdough type crust. Yep.
I'm a pizza fanatic, so I'm that pizza guy,
and
that's for sure.
They have unique pizzas.
Yeah.
We have a Thai chicken pizza, crab rangoon pizza right now. We switch out our menu 2 or 3 times a year, or we'll get a specialty every once in a while that they have. Kind of like our beer menu, which switches out every couple weeks or so. So
are you going to expand some food areas as it goes forward? Maybe something outside because you got a killer killer section out there. I want to smoke a cigar out there and hang out and drink beer. Maybe even bring Joe Bauer, which I know and I shouldn't, but we can do that. But
Joe was just in last week.
Yeah, he invited me, and I said, "Come on, Joe, it's lake time for me right now." So
yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're just going to kind of keep it where it's at.
Sure.
We are not restaurant people, so this works out really well for us. Yeah, that's just not something we really want to get into. We do try to support small businesses, so we will occasionally have some food trucks that come in.
Nice, yep.
Frank's Famous 2 is right here out of Brixton. So they're over here a couple times.
Didn't we just see them today? Where were they at today?
Monticello, yeah.
They were in Monticello somewhere.
Where you get your cigars.
Oh yeah, they're in the parking lot where I smoke my cigars, which I'll bring out in your patio, with a fan so it doesn't blow toward the other thing over here. So I was talking to some people, and so some of the people wanted me to ask this. A lot of events here. I hear you have a lot of events. What type of events do you offer? What's the most unique? And they say, I bet Tom and Michelle have 2 different versions of what that was. This is one of our fans. Can I call them fans? That's like wow. Do I?
No.
Is this called old or what? Right. So anyway, so that's a question. I bring it to you guys. 2 different. I mean, tell me about your events.
We have
uniqueness.
wide variety of events every single month. We have a few reoccurring. We have poker once a month, a bingo once a month.
Right.
We are a 21 and over venue, so everything is very adults related. Yeah. If you want a haven where adults hang out and have a good time, like these are the events for you, for sure. Yeah. We've got coming up, American Craft Beer Week comes up mid-May, so we've got events that whole week, cheese and beer pairings, meet the brewer nights.
Right.
We're going to start doing Yappy Hour, so bring your dogs out on the patio. The humans get $1 off their beverages and treats for the dogs.
Are you going to give away like popcorn like World King so I feel at home?
Pup cups. Yeah, we'll have pup cups.
Just tell me that day and I'm not coming. I'm not.
They're outside. All the dogs
I get
are
it.
outside,
But
so we...
so the biggest question is, the one was, what's your most unique? I mean, you guys got 2 different kind of...
Yeah. For me, the best event that we've hosted so far, it was just a cool day. The ambiance here was perfect. It was the solar eclipse last day.
Oh, yeah.
We were packed outside. It was
fun.
very chill. Everyone had their movie theater glasses on. And, we didn't go total blackout here, but it was still super cool.
Yeah, we watched it at the house.
Yeah.
I mean, we definitely liked that. I mean, for sure.
Yeah, that was mine.
That was fun.
Yeah.
We do a yearly Not So Newlywed game in February, and it's just hysterical every time. There's always 1 or 2 questions that are just, the answers are hysterical.
Sure.
A couple years ago, we had a couple that have been regulars forever. Very quiet, demure people. The question was, where is the craziest place you've ever made whoopee?
Right.
They got it right. They got the points. Their answer was in a porta potty at a NASCAR race.
Well, at least it wasn't DT Kirby's.
No.
So that would have been a little rough for me. I mean, not that I wouldn't have cameras, but it would have been a little tough for sure. For me, for being from the outside, knowing you guys for a long period of time, it is interesting to see the creativity that each one of your employees bring to. I see it, and you can tell when somebody says, I got an idea, and they bring it to you, and you guys embrace it, and it just keeps rolling on. That is probably the coolest part for somebody who, I don't make it a destination to go to a craft brewery, because there's only a couple things I like to drink when it comes to craft brewery. I'm a bourbon guy and spirits guy by default, but this place, it seems like every month you guys got something more unique. One of my favorites, and I'm going to ask you how that started, because a long time ago, one of my favorites is Craison in the Wild. Or is that what you call yours, Craison in the Wild? Yeah. So because of Purdue, ours was I Spotted Kirby's, and we called it I Spotted Kirby's years ago when I saw Craison Wild. I was like, that's kind of freaking cool. So especially with your shirts, and you have a little card, right?
We do.
So do they leave that there at the location, or
The staff has the cards, but we've had so many requests for customers want their own cards.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that right now.
Sure.
So they'll take stickers and things.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll just take a picture with their beer,
Right.
and then send it to us.
pretty cool?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
very
then they'll
cool.
tag that brewery too with
Sure.
that sticker. So.
My son out in Denver, there's a place, very eclectic. They do everything from sushi to pizza to craft beers and martinis. And it's a little tiny place, 16 foot wide probably, but they have an outside garden like this. I mean, it's out in Denver. But they, in the bathrooms, they have a QR code that you get it and you take a picture of what you have and send it to the QR code. And then the next week they put it in the bathroom of so-and-so stayed here, this is what they had. And I couldn't figure out how the hell they did that, but it, to me, it was kind of like in the wild, somebody's showing up and I'm putting a picture on their QR code. So while I'm in the bathroom, I'm taking the QR code, it would be from here. You know, so
Yes.
people get to see that. I thought that was pretty unique as far as
cool.
that's concerned.
Yeah, definitely. We have in our front bathroom a giant QR code that you can scan,
Right.
and it's a different funny video every week.
Okay, yeah.
Inappropriate most of the time, but
It's supposed to be. That's why it's over 21 years old.
Yes.
That's for sure. No doubt about that. All right, let's move on a little bit. All right. This is a question for guys like me who traveled. If I came in here off the road and I see the 4-star review, it's a craft beer place. What should I expect? Should I expect something to be able to take care of guys like me who don't really super dig craft beer? Not that I don't like it. It's just the fact is you can only have so many, you know? So I like to balance mine a little bit.
Oh, definitely. We accommodate everyone. We have so many customers that where I don't drink beer people, they are now. And they're the ones sending us photos of Craison in the Wild photos because
Those
they're
are
at a
cool.
brewery in another state.
Sure.
9 times out of 10, our staff is really good. They're very well-versed. They know all of our beers. They know styles.
Right.
They can usually find something
Sure.
for just about anyone. I always tell people, just try it. It's not going to kill you. You know, like it's just beer. Sometimes I'm like, close your eyes.
Right.
Oh, I don't drink dark beer. Close your eyes. You can't see it. And then tell me what you think. And usually they're like, wow, I had no idea. I'm like, you just haven't found the right beer yet.
And that's what one part I like when I see somebody give a description of a beer. I know what I lean toward. You know? I mean, I lean toward a lager. I'll take a wheat every once in a while as far as that's concerned, but that's what I lean toward. When I talk to people and they say, come and give it a shot, I said, you won't be disappointed for sure because you're just going to get caught up in the atmosphere here and you're going to sip it. You may only have one. Then again, you may come back on a Sunday and feel like this place, if you're not here when they open, you're not sitting at the bar. I mean, that's the part. I mean, you're sitting over on the table. And that's something to say for sure when I see stuff like that.
And, you know, if you are new and you want to try something different, you're open-minded to it, a flight is a great way to go. It's 5 4.5 ounce pours, whatever 5 you want. And those are, some people share them.
That's how I start.
Yeah, and we give them
wherever I
full
go.
descriptions of what the beers are,
Sure.
and then they can kind of sample and see what they like or don't like.
And my thing was when I take a look up there and I'm doing a flight and I go, ooh, all right, this is pretty good. Ooh, Empire, 9. Better stay away.
Yeah.
If I'm hitting different places, that 9's a little on the, not despite the fact that I drink 100% bourbon, but a 9% beer, why would that scare me? But it really does because you're doing 12 ounces of it versus maybe a 2-ounce pour.
Yeah,
So,
and then there's people who only drink high alcohol beers. So.
yeah. And again, I like long drink. It's a gin-based seltzer, and it's an 8.5, and it's a great golf beer until about the 14th hole. And you're like, damn, what's wrong with my clubs? That's what I look at it. So I may already know this answer, but this is an answer that a lot of people are going to, at the end of the day, go, oh, I didn't know that. Craison. How? Well, what's with the Craison name?
I'm gonna have to get the picture out too. So we'll back up a little bit, and before we even thought about building a brewery, and we were just craft beer drinkers, we were in the backyard one evening having a good time, and I got the wheelbarrow out, put a lawn chair in it. Michelle got her rice hat out, and I got in it, and that was our first rickshaw. And I said that day, I said, if we ever build a brewery, we got to have a rickshaw. Well, that kind of started that Craison theme, and we went through a host of different names. And I had a little bit of a hard time talking Michelle into it 100% because
Sure.
she thought people would be, which we found that especially like the Purdue students that are here from Asia, they really like it, and they'll tell you a story about their crazy parents.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
It's usually their mom.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's the mom.
Well, yeah, it's always. I mean,
always
just
the mom.
just women in general. I mean, I'm pretty laid back. You get to talking to my wife; she's out there. You know, I mean, just she's done. That's the whole point of it. Yeah.
So in the Urban Dictionary, if you ever look up the term Craison, all it means is any Asian who partakes in a crazy event. We thought building a brewery in a town of 1,500 people in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, was crazy enough to earn that name.
Sure.
So it's crazy Asian, Craison.
Yeah.
And for me, it was interesting because you guys stopped at Broadway Joe's and got a couple of dogs, and you were just saying that you're thinking about doing this, and you said, "What do you think about Crazy Asian?" And then I'm trying to be like nice, going, "That's cool." but I'm like, but she's right here. I mean, I just, you could have come in by yourself and told me that. I would have been fine. But she's like right there in front of me. So that's interesting to say the least. But I thought it was great, the whole story, and it fits. And it's one of those ones when you're traveling, and again, small towns like this on this kind of road, 1,500 people is not a lot. But people will travel a long way to be entertained. And when they come into something like this is an entertainment spot. And it's got that cool little atmosphere in a small town, which people love. That's for sure. So I got a couple questions. Are you going to do any spirits? Are you going to have any? Are you going bourbon forward, or do you have a license to be able to sell bourbon?
So we can't sell anything outside of what we make in the facility. We would love to have a still. They're extremely expensive. It's just, it's a lot.
Right.
We have the space, we could do it. But the equipment is just kind of out of control.
Right.
But yeah, so that's why we don't have wine or other alcoholic beverages, because we can't even get a retail license to do that.
So it's difficult. Again, when you go up to Michigan, it changes in every way you go. And it's wonderful because of the fact is I like to have a one-on-one. I like to have a nice beer, an appetizer where Trish and I are just kind of hanging out. And then we're just, I'm not shots. I mean, I just like to sip mine and go from there. No doubt about that.
And you can tell by the gray in the beard by the time that bourbon's ready. I want to be.
Yeah, you'd have to source it. I mean, that's the bad news. You'd have to source it, and they have some great sources of beers out there right now. But the bottom line is,
we have kicked it around. I mean, we've got a couple guys that work for us, and they're talking about stepping in when we're ready to step back, and they're kicking that around. So I mean, it's not off the table, but it won't be anytime soon.
Sure. So, personally, what day did you lose Old Style? I mean, I know you like Old Style, but what happened? I mean, we were on the right path, and then all of a sudden, boom! And the next thing I know, I'm drinking a crafted beer, versus a tall boy hanging around.
We just got bored, I think.
Yeah.
Well, to our neighborhood, which you're part of.
Yep.
2007, everyone was drinking Old Styles and Budweisers and Miller Lights, and you go down there now and look in their coolers on a summer day.
Sure.
I'm not saying we're single-handedly converted them, but I think it was a big influence for sure.
My next door neighbor, I crafted beer, and all of a sudden she decided not to, and so I inherited like 24 different craft beer in my house. So that will take me 2 years to be able to go through all the craft beer for sure. At the end of the day, happy, right? Yeah. Did it right?
Yeah.
Kids dig it. I know your demographics coming in here on a Sunday is from 21 to me, 66 years old, and it just feels chill all the way across the board. Yeah. And then when you come to your parties, you can see that it's all upbeat.
Yeah.
So
when we first opened, we see a big swing. When we first opened, people around here didn't understand a brewery has a tasting room. It doesn't have a bar.
Right.
We don't have pool tables. We're not throwing darts. And it took a little while. I don't want to say we filtered them out, but they filtered themselves out.
Sure.
They were like, well, You know, I'm here for the entertainment. I'm not here to drink craft beer.
I got a bunch of bars I go to for particular reasons only.
Yep.
Sometimes it's go see a friend. Sometimes it's just there's some bars that are so bad. If I want to get work done, I know they're going to give me a beer and they're going to walk away for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to get a bunch of work done. And then there's other places you just go and I hope I meet other people that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to close out here, and this is a Belly Up broadcast. This is something that's, when it's called Belly Up, we belly up and do something right here. Sometimes I'm bringing food, but this is not a food place, right? They're not selling this. This is my dad's lunchbox that actually my daughter bought for me. So the bottom line is, I have 3 flasks here.
All right.
I don't know. I know what's in them. I just don't know which one's which. You guys pick. Trish is the one that set that up. You guys pick which one you want.
Well, I know mine right now. I mean, come on.
There you go.
God's world champions.
So there's a shot in each one of these. You pick the next one. So you could be lucky, or you could not be lucky.
I better be lucky.
So, and again, I don't know.
Otherwise, Tom is going to take it. The whole thing?
Well, it's just a shot. Well, my size.
That's more than a
Hey, she poured them. Whoa, what'd you do, Corpse?
That might be a bit much.
Did you double up on one?
I might have.
You don't have to take the whole thing. No.
Okay, good.
No. I walked away to the room and we had a little fun. We were doing supposed to be this much of each one. So,
Of course, that's the one I take.
smell which one you got.
Oh, I like the smell of this one.
Do you?
All right, cheers. See if you can guess which one.
I know what I have.
Wow.
I have
It's a
Jameson.
rum. It's a sweet.
Nope, they're all whiskeys of some sort.
Yeah, that's
All right. Well,
definitely.
this is a sweet flavored whiskey of some sort.
Okay. What did you?
Jameson.
Jameson orange, maybe.
Nope.
I don't know what it
I'm
is.
pretty sure that's Jameson.
Oh, I bet you she blended because I got Malort.
This guy.
I wasn't
trade you.
supposed to get Malort.
Here,
I was supposed to get Malort. There you
I'll
go.
trade you.
Yeah.
Probably already had Jameson in the one I put Jameson.
That's probably what it is.
Yours should
Get
be.
this smell. If it's coconut,
No.
it's something sweet. You want to take a taste? You tell me.
No, that's
So
screwball. That's gotta be
after
screwball.
drinking Malort, this makes me cough. Really? Really?
Screwball.
It has to be.
It is a peanut butter based
It smells
screwball.
like peanut butter.
It is. It is. It's not screwball.
I mean, this
it's
is
one of those
definitely not
other
whiskey, but-
knockoff ones that comes in a shotgun shell about this big.
Okay.
And so I got it for a Christmas gift, and I said I'm never going to drink this. So every time I
Well,
do one,
thanks.
somebody's
Thanks for
in that line. No
You
doubt
can
about
tell the
that.
spring's on and my sinuses are locked up because I am.
Yeah. So this is Jim. This was probably a double Jameson.
That's
all that was.
definitely, yeah.
This is, and again, this is like.
And now I will not be able to get that taste out of my
can
mouth for
see
about
why.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
You don't want to drink that.
Yeah, that's not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of that one. That's for sure. Anyway, guys, Belly Up broadcast out here at Craison Brewery, Brookston. Tom and Michelle, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the hospitality.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Let's do this again some other time.
For sure.
No cameras needed.
Yes.
It's easy enough.
See you soon.